We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's hit the shore fine. Winter ready on the full ties. Heavy traffic during 4-5. Gotta hustle on your own time. Color people every port side. We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's hit the shore fine. Winter ready on the full ties. Heavy traffic during 4-5.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay, back here in the Straight Talk Studios. Oh, it's looking so good now. Look at that. It's beautiful. It is. With me, I have none other than a first-time guest, but not a last-time guest. The one, the only, Moon Dog, Dylan Davis in the building.
What?
How are you?
How you doing, man? What's going on?
You know what? It's Tuesday. We're going to be talking wrestling. We're going to be talking you, which is like a very easy subject for yourself, and I can't wait. I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked.
Let's go.
All right. So we built off a couple questions from the mini host, which is great because I always let her do her 5 questions first. So it gives me a chance to kind of tighten up a little bit of my research. So 2017, you did debut at Destiny Wrestling. I had no idea. I was there. I remember Uno giving someone a pile driver. I remember someone doing a suicide dive. I just didn't remember it was Dylan Davis.
Yeah, it was me, man. I was, you know what? Fun fact, first ever suicide dive. They said to me, you got to do something cool. So I did something cool. I tried it out, and now it's a staple in what I do every most matches.
Well, that's not bad. You got a chance to kind of, I guess, take flight, and you saw
yeah.
it worked. You saw that you could pull it off. So, hey, why not keep it in the repertoire, right?
Hey, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So there we go.
Absolutely. So talk to me about, the whirlwind that was Wrestling Academy. This competition comes out of nowhere, done, headed by Jaques Rougeau, the Mountie, legend, should be in the Hall of Fame, but is not yet, and I don't understand why. And you're there, you're doing your thing. You mentioned with the mini host that you thought Jesse V was going to blow you out of the water, but you made it to the final to have QT Marshall call your name. You were kind of, I guess, awestruck. Like, did you, in your mind, did you think, hold on, did he just call my name? Like, can you repeat that? I'm not sure. Did you just call my name? Like, was that what you were going for?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. It was weird in the sense, like, unbelievable. It was live, so there's no way I could rewind it and go, say it again. So I had to, process what had just happened. It wasn't just this, take this, go home. It was, okay, you have a life back home, but now you have to make a choice, So, and a choice that I've been waiting to make my whole life, So, I had a job back home. I was managing a supplement store. It was great, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And I left all of that just to head off to Georgia for 3 months and train in what I consider and what most do with one of the best schools in the world to become a pro wrestler. And just like, honestly, many people thought it wasn't real, and many people thought it was all BS. The contest, the prize, and something deep down in me said to me, like, this is the only chance to get anything. If it's not now, it's never. So I decided to take a chance, and me and Jaques spoke often, and it wasn't only the contest. He would help me with promo advice on the regular. Like, it wasn't a day that went by that me and Jaques didn't speak for at least 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So that's how I knew that he was being real. He was honest, and what his idea, his big vision was just to showcase the best talent in Canada, and to see it all work out the way it should have, and now happening again, but even bigger with more talent and way more talent. Like the roster for this year is stacked, and it's going to be incredible to see everyone fight for those spots, because let me tell you, those spots are worth their weight in gold. You know what I mean? But after it's all said and done, those 3 months changed me, like, as a wrestler, as a person. It was just exactly what I needed when I needed the most. You know what I mean? If it makes any sense at all.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. It makes a ton of sense. It's because you're at this moment, you're in this contest, you win, you get an opportunity to go there for 3 months. Then it's like, hold on, I got to uproot my whole life. But wait a minute, I get a chance to be trained by QT Marshall, Cody Rhodes, and Billy Gunn. Why would I want to take this opportunity? and the fact that I there's a chance to, you know, be on AEW, which you were. You got that spot at AEW Dark, the first Dark in Canada. That's incredible. And you were on night one, because I remember your match. I was in the crowd, and I remember that match, and I was like, holy shit, man, this guy's gonna be a freaking star. And you know what? You would never know that you had been in this business for 17 years because you would, because you looked polished, but you also looked like you had this air of confidence about you. And it's not confidence in the way of conceitedness. It's confidence of, I know what I can do. I know what I can provide for this business. And I know that there's a spot for me. But talk to me about, I guess, being able to see Cody Rhodes on a regular, being able to train with QT Marshall, being able to, you know, pick Billy Gunn's brain and also work in that world-class facility. Like, what was that all like? For me, I mean, I'm a huge wrestling fan. So Cody Rhodes walked by, would have been like, hey man, hey dude, you're like, I would have marked down hard. I'm not gonna lie.
It's I guess you know, for me, I remember like being around people when I was young, you know, still brand new in wrestling in those moments, really Bret Hart and stuff like that. So, but when I was going off, we would be scolded for getting out, for acting like that. So I sort of like took it away and put it away, and now that part of my brain racks internally. So, for example, we're leaving the hotel to go to the venue, and I get on the elevator. The first person I see, I'm a huge fan of him, a legend in my eyes, Dean Malenko. Okay, so I've been watching Dean Malenko when I go to my dad's house on the weekends on WCW, and they just, you know, huge fan. Always was, always will be. So good. So I had to sort of like just nod hello and be respectful, and still like treat this as like it's work. It is what it is. But inside, I'm like, holy shit, Steve Malenko. Oh my god, you know. So that's just before we're not even in the venue yet. So like, I you know, I told myself, okay, man, just be cool. This is work. This is what you wanted. Don't don't be an idiot. So, it was great. So first day I walk in. Now I met QT Marshall 2017 in New Jersey briefly at the Monster Factory. Myself and Justin Newhook, Kirk O'Bey, and Marcus Burke did a long drive from Nova Scotia to Jersey. We did a little camp there and stuff, and drove back. So I met him briefly. And even that small interaction with him then, it changed my outlook on wrestling. So when he was the part of the prize, like, you know, I seen it as a sign that I had to, you know, do this. So first day I'm in there, I meet him, I tell him, hey, I met you back then. Oh, cool. Easygoing guy, super cool, super down to earth, respectful, straight, blunt, honest. Whatever you want to say, he's just like QT is the man. Coach is the man. Same with Cody Rhodes. He walked in. He'd be there on a, you know, often enough. We would do promo classes stuff or in the ring stuff or whatever. He would help us out, give us ideas and stuff. But again, just treat it like anybody else. Like it's work, it's school. His big thing was respect. Treat everyone like he asked someone their favorite wrestler in the class, and one kid said John Moxley. He said, well, in wrestling, treat everyone like John Moxley. And that stuck in my head, like treat everyone with respect. Because whenever I've seen Cody on the indies, I've seen him, I think 2017, 2018, he was always respectful and super down to earth, super cool. And even now to this day, exact same, even nicer. Billy Gunn, I met him in Newfoundland on a show in 2017, 2016. We did a seminar with him, which is one of my favorite seminars ever that I've done. I've done so many. But it was cool. We would do the morning classes and then the advanced classes Mondays and Thursdays, which would be a little more intense, drills and stuff, and be Coach Cody, Coach Billy, QT, Coach Luke and stuff. And they would run you. And you know what? Like we did things there in that school that I've never done since I started doing this, and it pushed you to your limits to the point where it's like, keep going. You don't stop because these guys are watching your every move. There's 2 rings. You run the spot. Hey, go do it again. Do it again, and it's just not stop. But again, like I said earlier, it was exactly what I needed to get myself to the next level. You know what I mean? Their coaching is some of the best I've seen, and I'm probably biased saying that, but it's honest, it's real. They don't just pat you on the ass and, you know, good job. They tell you how it is, and I personally believe that that's the true way to grow in this business, is to know exactly where you are and what you had to do to get where you want to be, you know. So to anybody out there watching this, if you're looking to go to a school, you can make it happen. Check out the Nightmare Factory in McDonough, Georgia. You will not be mistaken, and you'll enjoy it. It's great. The process that we're there for 3 months, I can't put it in the words how much it meant to me, truly, to be honest. But incredible is the word I keep using over and over again. so yeah.
No, absolutely. That is. And so talk to me about this, because this is like a moment that I'll never experience. I'll experience it from a crowd point of view, but never from an in-ring point of view. You're in the Coca-Cola Coliseum. You are on AEW Dark, and you have somewhere upwards of 15,000 fans screaming in that building. They are electric. What's that like, soaking that in, seeing 20,000 or 15,000 plus faces out there, all with their eyes on you?
Crazy. I've never felt like that. I've never been. That's my biggest crowd, obviously. You know, someone from Eastern Canada, the Indies, Eastern Canada. We don't get those crowds at our shows. Me and Junior broke the curtain and walked out. You could literally, and I'm telling you right now, you can feel the energy just like pounding on your chest. And that's not, I don't know how else to explain it, but you could just, it's heavy. You feel everyone just like, it's weird. It's like a good kind of anxiety. If I put it in words at all to make anyone understand, it's heavy. It gets you going. There's so much to look at, and it just fires you up. I can't even, just the roar from all around. It's like, you know what's going to happen, but you're just ready to go. You know what I mean? And of course, like most things in wrestling, once you feel that rush of huge crowds, you want it more and more, right? So I think ever since then, I've been on this certain, I'm hungry for more opportunities. You know what I mean? So I want to put myself out there more. I'm sending my stuff out more. I'm putting myself out there more now to get that, because I'm very humbled by like how I started and how I came up. But I think now is the time for me to really go after it and really do something. I feel like deep down now I have the tools to do so, and I feel like it's just a matter of time if I just keep doing the work.
I would agree with that. Now, if this question makes sense, it almost feels like Georgia going there for 3 months, uprooting your entire life. Because like you said, you had stability back home. You had your 9 to 5. You had money coming in. You were able to wrestle on the weekends. And again, there's only a few promotions out there. There's only so much you could really do. But you were able to at least live your dream out there part-time. And then you win this contest, you uproot yourself. You give that all up. You give up stability. You give up a chance to live out your dream on the weekends. You give up money. You give up your home. You give up your family. And you uproot and you go to Georgia for 3 months. And then what do? What does Dylan Davis do? He doesn't just go back to Eastern Canada and just sit down and chill. No. Dylan Davis goes back there, handles his business, ties up all loose ends, and uproots himself again and chases, Central Ontario, if you will, Eastern Ontario, in Eastern Canada, I should say, and just all for a chance at wrestling. Like, do you have, I know it's early on, but do you have any regrets right now moving to Ontario? Other than the fact that it's cost of living out here is freaking stupid. But other than that,
it's the worst. No, I'm joking. Honestly, no, I don't. I have zero regrets. yeah, I just don't know how to say. There's zero regrets. I feel like this move, I wish I was in a place where I could have done it sooner. But I do believe truly that you gotta trust the process, and that's the good and the bad, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. So I believe, like, honestly, I believe like waiting for the right things to fall in place. I don't recommend that. You always have to work towards something, but chase opportunities when they're there. You know what I mean? So my move here, I know in the long run, it's going to help me out big time in every aspect of my life, personally, professionally, and everything else in between. This move is going to be the rocket on my back to get me to the top where I want to be. If I could put it into words and make it sound like corny for a second, but but no regrets at all. No regrets. This is I spent half my life doing this wrestling stuff, and I feel like this is who I am. This is what I'm known as. So if I'm wrestling, coaching, or something, the opportunities to do that are much more plentiful right here. So
Absolutely. I mean, thinking about it, like I said, over in the Maritimes, they have some great promotions out there, but there is only a few. In Ontario, in my head, as I'm running through them as you were talking, I can think of at least 15 or 20.
oh yeah, it's crazy, and the talent pool is unreal here. You know, the guys here who I heard of, who are still kind of new, guys that have been around for a while that we haven't even touched yet. So like for me, it's a whole book of new stories that I can tell, and not only show off what I can do, but help showcase the talent here as well, and just really show what Canada wrestling talent can do. You know what I mean? I feel like we're starting to get some good headways on like exposure for us. I feel like it's just if we just keep having great matches here with new faces, exciting stuff that people have never seen before, it's only a matter of time until wrestling really takes off. You know what I mean? So just keep it going. Just keep it going. Good matches, good fights. Come on.
Absolutely. And like I said, the talent pool, like there's a few matches that I see. Like I'm excited to see you again. It's a debut of a Dylan Davis 2.0, if that makes sense. We saw the generic background wrestler 6 years ago. Now now I think we're seeing who Dylan Davis is now, who all the layers. I look at evolution. I stole this from Holden Albright, and I always give him credit for it. Level up moments. 2017, you were generic. You were happy to be there. You were John Cena, who had shorts of every city of every sports team that he could in every city that he was in. Now we're to again use John Cena if I can. We're in the Doctor of Thugonomics stage. We're almost there. We're not going to go full military, full Hulk Hogan yet, but we're there. We're going to see. And this is an exciting moment, I think, for Destiny fans because they're in for a treat. Because I wasn't able to go to Seaway Valley, but I know you tore the house down over there. I'm gonna be at Destiny, so I know Destiny is. I know you're gonna show that. I know you're gonna show up big. And I'm not gonna lie. I put my money on you in my prediction show for Destiny. I did pick you, so don't let me down, Dylan. Don't let me
no, I have to win. I have.
You have to win. But looking at that, and then you've already tapped into those two promotions, and then you got Barry Wrestling that you could tap into. You got Greektown that you could tap into. You got HWE. You got HPW. You have Crossbody. The opportunities are endless of what could happen. Plus, Montreal is only 6 hours, so you could tap into IWS and everything that's over there. Like the opportunities are endless for everything that Dylan Davis can do. But like you said, Ontario, is the mecca of what's out here. And I think it's a credit to you and a credit to who you are as a person to take that risk and to jump over here and do it. But now one matchup that I want to see, one matchup that I will put all my money on is Dylan Davis, because I've never seen it. So for me, it would be something I want to see. Dylan Davis versus Gabriel Fuerza. That would just be electric. That would be fire. Gabriel Fuerza, I am a Fuerza mark. In case you don't know, Dylan, he's my best friend.
He's good. You know what? And I do respect his work. I respect him too, what he's done, what he does now to this day. He does a lot for wrestling here, and I feel like he doesn't get his due credit. You know what I mean? His style, his work, definitely respected, and I feel like our styles are similar enough that match would be absolute, as the kids say, fire. So no, I would, it would be my honor to actually step in there finally with Fuerza. Because I think I met him first, jeez, maybe same time at Destiny, I think. And we always got along pretty well. Like, there's guys in wrestling who are like pretty down to earth and chill that you'll get along with, and that's his vibe. And this shows right away. So yeah, I had so much fun doing that. That'd be a great match of mine. He's definitely on my list of people in the area that I've been meaning to work. So by all means, let's do it.
Now, talk to me about, because I mean, Eastern Canada has its own little touches of home and has its own little feels of home. What do you miss the most about the East Coast that you can't get here on a regular basis?
That's a good question. Well, so fresh seafood, man. Like, I'm talking. So my mom, she owns a fresh seafood shop back home, and I'm talking fresh. So like for me, Newfoundlander and all, of course, I love seafood. So here, I find everything, you even tell it's not as fresh, so it tastes the same. Also, I miss that sea salt air, if that makes sense at all. I'm a salty lad, so I miss that salty air. So, I don't know how to say it. I'm like, how do I describe the feeling of home? Like whenever I fly home, I always go right to the down to the dock, and then I just sit there and just smell, and I just that. It's weird, I know, but
no, it's not weird. Listen, I have some very weird. Listen, I'm gonna open up to you. I'm gonna be honest here. I have some weird things that I do all the time. Okay, one thing is I love Doritos. I mean, you can tell I'm a big boy. I love Doritos, but I eat them probably a little bit weirder than most people.
Lick them first.
Well, I do that. Yes, that's a given. No, but
Yeah.
I lick them first, and then I eat them with I'll fill my mouth up with a whole bunch of Doritos, as much as I can fit in there safely. I'll chew them till they're almost like a powder, and then I will take a big swing of milk and I'll swallow it whole. And for some reason, it is just delectable. I don't know why. I can't describe it. I've never asked anyone to try it, but for me, that's like my happy place. That reminds me of my childhood. Doritos.
I might try it.
Yeah.
Cool Ranch or nacho?
You know what? It's got to be the original nacho.
Yeah, I was thinking, because with the Cool Ranch stuff, you're gonna get spicy.
Yeah, no, Cool Ranch is great. Cool Ranch is great with just Pepsi or Coke. That's when you enjoy Cool Ranch. But yeah, no, it's got to be the original nacho cheese. Yeah, you got to get it. I also what else do I do? Oh, I love grilled cheese sandwiches, but I like putting more than just the basic cheese. I go all out. I'll throw some Gouda in there. I'll throw some Swiss in there. Like when I make a grilled cheese sandwich, it's like 5 or 6 different types of cheeses.
That's amazing. It's a great idea.
I really like to mesh my cheeses in my grilled cheese. And also, I'm a big fan of tuna. I love my tuna. I like my tuna with, again, this may seem weird, a lot of people put celery in tuna when they make it.
That's common, I think.
Yeah, that is common.
But it's more common than not. Yeah, I think so.
It is common. But for me, what I do is I put pickles in my tuna.
Well, no. I'm going to take some notes on this and just try all these things because, if you seem like, thinking about flavor. So I'm like, I'm going to trust this and I'm going to try it out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get back to you on that.
Yeah, try it out. Pickles and tuna. It'll change your life.
I'm curious now. I will try it. Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know. I'm more or less, I could definitely do the pickles and tuna, but I want to try this milk and Doritos.
Milk and Doritos. And it doesn't matter what kind of milk. I mean, if you're 2% or 1% or skim milk, whatever you choose, it's all good. It's all good. Now, when you're talking about mama, talking about home, you're talking about the fresh fish shop. What is your fish of choice?
Definitely codfish. No, salmon. Salmon. I feel like salmon is good. Definitely salmon. Flavor wise, taste wise, you can cook it like a million ways, and it always tastes good. So salmon.
I love salmon, but I also, for me, baby octopus. Baby octopus.
Really?
Fried, vinegared. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Baby octopus is amazing. I love it.
So, are you a fan of calamari?
Oh yeah. Yeah, calamari is a given. But I love the baby octopus. I love, grab it with my fork. I got the tentacles on one side, I got the head on the other, and I just rip the head right off and I chew. I love it. So
Do you
good.
eat the head?
Oh
Or the
yeah, I
leg?
love it.
All of it.
All of it, buddy.
Okay. Well, shit.
And
Is
so
it like
they
raw?
have to put- yeah, well, it's like it's vinegared or pickled, if you will.
Yeah.
They do it
Yeah.
like these oil. My mom makes it all the time, and oh, it's so good. Garlic, fresh parsley, and you just add a little bit of oil to it. Oh, it's the best.
Well. All right.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
We are talking. We're talking fish. And don't get me wrong. I love my cod. I love my
No,
salmon.
yeah.
I love my
Cod's
haddock.
boring. Cod's basic, but like no one's like, yeah, baby squid. You know, or I was talking about octopus. You know, like I had it before. I had squid.
So good. Oh, it's so good. Really,
I just try this stuff too.
you got to make the notes. You got to make the notes. Now
I'll forget everything.
you'll forget everything. Now, when you talk about the Nightmare Factory and how intense the training was, you went through all the drills. You said you had the morning classes, then the advanced classes. You said that these drills really pushed you as a wrestler to keep going because they're watching every move. Because there's a chance that this could lead to doors being open when AEW comes back to Winnipeg, or when AEW goes to BC, when AEW comes to Montreal, when all these things happen, there's doors that they can say, hey, you know what, Dylan Davis is out there. Give him a call. He's a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. He can make things work. But what was the one drill that everyone in the class, whenever, you know, one of the coaches, whatever Billy Gunn said, okay, guys, we're going to do this drill. Everybody was like, fuck, not that one.
I think so I feel like whenever the class would start off and the coaches would be huddling and then like they talk quietly, and every so often Billy would look over and he'd grin, look back, and then QT would look over, he'd nod, hell yeah, and grin, and then we're like, that's the moment we know they're gonna run drills, and they're gonna run drills all night, and like you know. Don't get me wrong. Like I say it now, but this was like these drills weren't horrible. You know, they were a test and they were a challenge, but they were by no means in any shape or form horrible or abuse. Or it was just for me. It was exactly what myself and everyone else in the class needed, because everyone in the advanced class, they were people who were already did a camp or had been on Dark or Elevation or Dynamite. So these are people who had to be on their A game. So the event class was no joke. It was like beginner class was the fun stuff, like basics, and with the have kids who are new. But the event class, everyone was experienced, and it was it was a match. Every drill, every match, it was a real match. You had to work it as such. So same thing with your drills. It had to be full on, like it was real, and it's real, but like real fight at the time, not just training with your friends. So, or we have matches and stuff like that too as well. So advanced classes were never a joke. We would never leave there not just like go to bed, but like we'd always have the class next day at like 1 p.m. So I was bed up again, and so. But to go back to your question, the advanced classes, the drills and stuff. To me, it was an eye opener because I've never been put in the environment to like experience that on a regular basis. So from day one to the end, my progress alone, cardio wise alone, was night and day. You know what I mean? My in-ring conditioning, how I breathe and stuff, were just 10 times better. So even though at the time we all grown and shit, at the time looking back on it, I truly do miss those event classes the most, because not only that, but like the end of the class or when you do your drill or your match, they give you really good and small that nod to you, and there's no critique, just like good job, it's good. That's because if it's not good, they're going to tell you. But like, again, they don't beat nobody down, they don't disrespect nobody, they're very honest and respectful in their advice, and I think that's one of the things I admire the most about everyone there, every coach there. It's just a very welcoming environment to learn, but you got to be willing to learn. You know what I mean? So it's very much a garbage in, garbage out environment. Do good things happen. That makes sense.
Absolutely does. That absolutely does make sense. So while you were over there and while you were there for the 3 months and you were training, were you able to, I guess, work any promotions? Was there any like dark matches that you had other than outside the school? Were you able to kind of tap in to the scene over there and build some connections up?
Yeah, so we did a little bit of work around the Georgia area. Myself and Matt Black and Jeremy and Jessica Black, we all did some work. Jeremy did a lot more shows there. He was definitely busier on the hustle more. But me and Matt, we sort of pretty much being in the school all week. We sort of took our weekends to sort of rest up and relax for most part. But I think we had about 5 or 6 matches down there, other than the school. Which like for me, I was like my biggest worry or fear, even though it's fear, it's weird to say, but I didn't want to get hurt at his show and not finish the camp. You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure I got the camp done, because that was my take from all this, this contest. I wanted to complete this, so I could say I'm finally a really fully trained wrestler after 17 years, So I played it pretty safe. So a few shows, got to meet some people, but other than that, it was just, I made some friends. But again, it was just another match to add to the resume, another experience, another state. That's all.
Right on. Now, 17 years, and you said you fully feel like you were a trained wrestler after this camp. I'm assuming it's because most of your training or most of your career was in ring learning on the fly in a lot of ways.
Yeah, for the most part. I was a younger, 15, 16. I started off as a ref and stuff, or I'd help with the ring and stuff. And then I managed to squirm into being a wrestler in a local promotion back home. We're all kids, so we ran small shows and whatnot. So that's why I started. 2010 was when I really got introduced to pro wrestling and surrounded by pro wrestlers. Mike Hughes was one of them. Crimson, aka CK3. These were the guys that sort of took me under their wing, and showed me how tough wrestling is and how tough you had to be a wrestler. So yeah, looking back, without them, I wouldn't be here now doing this. You know what I mean? That they gave me so much advice over the years, whether it was at the venues, on the road, at the hotel, over drinks of whiskey and stuff. They always helped me out. It was always a moment. So for that, I'm forever thankful for God, like Mike Hughes and Crimson, because without them, I wouldn't be here. So I started doing that, and then I moved to Halifax in 2016, which is when I started working under Marcus Burke. Again, another huge help in getting me to other areas. Yeah, huge help. Burke helped he helped get my feet in the door in Ontario, Quebec. He got me my first booking in the States back in 2018. So and even to this day, he helps me out. Advice, personal, professional. It's just, we're a family. We're close. And it's all because of wrestling and the respect I have for him for helping me grow and learn. So up until now, my training has been seminars, right? Billy Gunn, Tyson Dukes, Rhino, Tommy Dreamer, Joy Mercury, Eugene, and it go on and on. It's forever. But that was my training Other than that, it was on the fly, on the job, with guys like Mike Hughes, Apollo, Big Apollo, you know. So yeah, I wasn't trained. I was just the last of a kind to learn on the job as far as I was concerned. So, and that was always my like deepest, darkest secret. Like, I'm not trained. Oh no. So I always had that sort of hanging over my head in a way. So when I had the chance to get trained, I was like, well, what better time than now? You know, so here I am. Now I have it on the resume. I'm a trained wrestler after 17 years.
Absolutely. I think that is an incredible way to end this conversation. I couldn't have asked for a better conversation. I had a blast with you, sir. You're absolutely one hell of a human being. And I can't wait to see you in person at Destiny. You're going to tear the walls down. This is going to drop in April. So I got to ask, I mean, everyone, I don't know, where you are on faith, anything like that, but everyone's got kind of a Lent, something that they give up as we lead up to Easter. Dylan Davis, what did you give up for Lent?
I'm going to give up. I'll give them up. Energy drinks.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. All right, you know what? I see that you're giving up something that you love. So I will give up Doritos and milk till after Easter.
Okay. Deal.
There we go. We're gonna shake. We're gonna virtually shake on that. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Dylan Davis is giving up the energy drink. No more Doritos and milk for your boy till after Easter. And that's it for this one. Guys, Dylan Davis is the man. Check him out on all the socials. Dylan, you want to shout out your socials real quick, my friend?
My socials, please follow me. So Instagram is @BuddyWrestles. Same thing with Twitter, @BuddyWrestles. My Twitter followers is kind of lagging. So if you can follow me there and really get the ball rolling, I'll keep sharing some cool tweets, cool stuff that make you laugh, make you mad, make you sad, and everything in between. Other than that, I got a pro wrestling tee store. Just go there, Dylan Davis. That's about it. Other than that, just most importantly, have a good night, everybody, and take care. How's that? Is that good?
That's it. That's perfect. All right, guys. All right, guys. Peace, love, and wrestling. That's it for this one. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on that notification bell so you get notified each time we post a video. Alternatively, you can check us out on all podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. We are also available on the SNME Network. That's the Sunday Night Main Event Patreon. Please feel free to check us out there as well. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at _Straight Talk on Twitter, at Straight Talk Wrestling on Instagram, Straight Talk Wrestling on Facebook, Straight Talk Wrestling on TikTok, and of course, you can check out all our merch at ProWrestlingTees.com.
I don't need a nigga cosign. Without the liquor, you become a victim. You ain't never got a pole mine. I ain't messing with this generation. Fuck your gen, I ain't got